Hello, my friend. Welcome to my favorite video of the month. It is Favorites and Fails Countdown Time, where I tell you about all of the things I have been trying this month, and I count from the worst product that I've tried this month all the way up to the best product. And the best product is usually something that surprised me, that I didn't expect to be amazing, and it was. And I've got something, yes, it is very good. But also my number 10, it's so bad. It's just so bad. I can't wait to share it with you. Hang tight. We're getting into it right now. As always, before we get into number 10, I like to share with you a hashtag not sponsored feature of the month. It is usually something that is not makeup related that I want to share with you that I'm not being paid to tell you, because a lot of times I get these emails from companies that say, hey, can we sponsor your favorites and fails? And it's like, no, that's weird. I don't like the idea of strategically placing a paid product in a favorites and fails. It's just not my jam. Other people want to do it, that's fine. It's just not for me. So I want to share with you today a product that I love from a company that I love, but a product that I really wasn't sure if I was gonna love, and I do. If you remember back a long time ago, I did a collaboration. It was my very first collaboration with a company called Candles by Victoria. It's just a little small candle company out of Texas. It's a family-run business. They have branched out beyond candles, and they are now offering other things. The two things that I bought that are not candle related is I got their laundry detergent, and then I got their car air fresheners. And oh my gosh, are these amazing. If you have never seen this format before, some people have told me that they've seen these other places, this format, but it is so good because I love my car to smell good. But the problem with a traditional air freshener is it does not last. Like the little trees or whatever that we all bought at one point or another, how long do they last? Maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks if you're lucky. And like the little plug-in ones, those last maybe a week for me. And it's just like, why? I don't want to deal with that. This, my friend, this is awesome. So she puts the fragrance oil in the little bottle, and because this is a cork topper, what happens is that the scent goes up into the cork and then it scents your car. So I have had this in my car for about a month and a half, and that's kind of where it's at. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to need to change it out about once a season. So this is my spring scent. This is called Blueberry Monkey Bread. Oh my gosh, my friend, it smells so good. It sounds kind of weird, but it smells like blueberry baked goods with cinnamon thrown in. Like a blueberry muffin, but cinnamony. It smells freaking phenomenal. And every time anybody gets in my car, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? And it's like this right here. The one that I got for summer is called Strawberry Margarita. And I'm going to smell it again because it's been a while since I've smelled it. It comes with like a little cork in there so that it doesn't spill and it stays nice and good until you are ready to have it as your car freshener. And it smells exactly the way that you would imagine it smells. It smells like strawberry mixed with lime. It genuinely smells like something that I would want to drink. It doesn't smell like an artificial candy scent. It smells genuine. My big critique about Victoria's site is that the number of scents can be overwhelming. Absolutely. They're organized in alphabetical order, but they're also organized by category. But even in that, she has hundreds of scents, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't know how many scents, but I know it is in the many's of hundreds, so it's easy to get overwhelmed. So what I do when I'm looking for a new scent is I kind of make a database as I'm like, procrastinating something or, just in the mood to look at her website, and I just kind of make a list of some fragrances that I want to try either in candle form and now in the car scent form. That way I don't have to go back and sift through all the time. Just when I have time, I go over and just look at some new ones and put some more in my list. Personally, partial to the fruity, bakery kinds of scents. Every once in a while I'll go fresh, clean, but she has all kinds of scents. Anything you could think of, from more masculine to more floral to anything. There's so many things. There's even like Twilight inspired fragrances. It's kind of nuts how many of them there are. The last thing I wanted to mention about this is that they are extremely reasonably priced. They're only $8.50 $1.50 a piece. And the fact that they last so long, like I said, I'm about a month and a half in and I'm not even halfway through it. So I would imagine this will last me 3 or 4 months for $8.50 as a car freshener. Yes, give me more of them. I actually already ordered 2 other ones for fall and winter because I just couldn't wait. If you are a candle lover, don't neglect the candles because those are fabulous as well. She has melt, she has all kinds of stuff, just very high quality, very highly fragranced products. Now that we have done the hashtag not sponsored feature of the month, let us jump into the worst product that I tried this month at number 10. At number 10, my friend, I think that some people may be a little irritated with me because I will admit that I'm probably not the right person to use this product. I'm going to tell you that straight up because this product right here, this is the Instant Firm Eye Temporary Eye Tightener by Thomas Roth. I believe this is more for people with significant bags under their eyes, which I do not have. I do sponsor videos for a company called Nira. It's an at-home laser thing. This video, of course, is not sponsored, but I feel like that's gotten rid of some of the depth of my fine lines under my eyes and kind of tightened up my overall under eye area. But I do still have some fine lines under my eyes. The reason why I got this is because I did a sponsor video for a company called Skin Store and they offered to send me some products that they sell on their website for me to try out. And I knew this was something that I wanted to try because I've been looking at this product since I saw that viral video on TikTok with the woman where her significant bags just went and like she had no more bags under her eyes and it was freaking magical. So I have thoughts. About this. As far as the under eyes, I really don't think that I have enough loss of elasticity under my eyes in order for this to make a significant difference. However, I do have thoughts even though it's not the best product for me personally. What I decided to do, because I was like, well, let me see if this will help with my forehead wrinkles because y'all know how much I hate my forehead wrinkles. They drive me bonkers. So what I did was I tried this not just on my under eyes, but also on my forehead wrinkles. And I actually did put this on before I filmed today so you could see the dramatic difference that this makes. It is incredible. I'm going to speed up the footage for you so you can see my forehead wrinkles absolutely disappear. You can also see a lessening of the fine lines under my eyes, but really the most dramatic thing is my forehead wrinkles. But again, this is not meant for forehead wrinkles. But you can see it absolutely does freaking work. However, 2 major complaints for this. The first one, which I think is the biggest one, is that as soon as you start moving your face, everything goes back to normal. You can see my forehead wrinkles are 100% back, and it didn't take that long. I'm going to show you the photo of when I noticed that they were completely back to normal, and I had just started my eye look. Like, it really didn't take very long, and that was kind of after doing my brows, you know, because when you do your brows, well, when I do my brows, I kind of go like this a little bit as I do them, and my forehead wrinkles came back right away. The other big complaint, and I've seen both of these complaints from multiple people, is that it will leave a white cast on your skin if you use too much. You will see a powdery whiteness on your skin, which is not good at all. Actually, one of my husband John's friends uses this, and that's his big complaint with it because he does have more significant under eye bags that he's trying to take care of, and he bought it for the exact same reason. The final complaint I have about this is how it layers under makeup. It layers very poorly. Absolutely horribly. Absolutely horribly. I'm going to talk to you about the foundation I'm wearing in just a minute, but the texture of the product shows underneath foundation. It just is like a chunky texture. It doesn't look smooth on the skin. So overall, I really have nothing positive to say about this other than it will give you an instant viral perfect, amazing tightness to your skin. So if you want to do that and then take a picture very quickly without putting any makeup on, without moving your face, you're going to be so happy with this. But as far as this being any kind of skincare, anything that I would ever use on a regular basis, this is an absolute no. Number 10 was really the only product that I dislike out of all the products that I'm going to talk to you today. The next product is just not my favorite. It's fine. It's just not my favorite. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint, and I'm using the shade Warm Nude. Okay, so this is very, very thin. That's one thing you have to consider. The problem is that it takes a lot of product to cover the whole face. You can't just put on a little bit because even if you spread it with a sponge, with a brush, it's just hard to get it to cover everywhere. So unless you have an absolute perfect skin match, which this one is not for me, you just can't get it all over your face without putting on a lot of product. And what happens when you put on a lot of product is it ends up caking up on the face. And I've used this over a couple of different primers. I've used it over bare skin, and I've had the exact same experience when I put on enough that I feel like needs to cover my skin. So I really have to just be super careful with the amount that I use. So what I found is that 4 drops of this, actually I'll just show you, 4 drops of this is good for my whole face. And then I do like 2 extra drops for my, for like touch-ups in places where I feel like I didn't get it everywhere that I wanted to get it. Like, I love the packaging of this. I love the idea. I love the concept. I love the more glowy finish. I love the lighter coverage. It's just, it doesn't spread right. It doesn't spread right, and it's not forgiving as far as putting on a lot of the product just to make sure you get it everywhere. Because if you overdo it, it looks bad. So this, unfortunately, is going to be a no for me. Thank you, Too Faced, for sending this over and letting me try it out, but it's honestly not my favorite. Another product that I'm really sad is not my favorite is this. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Sculpting Palette. And this just may be above my skill level is what it comes down to. I've used a few shades over on this side. I haven't messed with this side yet, but as far as the contouring goes, I can't get it to where it's blended but doesn't blend away. And again, it may be my skill level. I don't know. I will say though, I do like the highlighter, the cream highlighter, I think is really nice. But as far as the contour shades, like I've tried to use this bronzer shade, I've tried to use this contour shade, I can't get it to blend to the point where it's actually looking like there's any kind of contour there. It kind of blends into my skin. And of course you don't want like a big solid contour. Your contour is supposed to be not very visible, but I should notice I have something different about my face, right? So I really wanted to love this, but I don't love it so far. So if you are more talented at makeup than me, you may love this more than I do. You may be able to use it better than I do, but for me at my skill level, unfortunately, this is gonna be a no. This eyeshadow palette I purchased because it was the worst rated eyeshadow palette at Sephora, I believe. This is the Extreme Mauves palette by Artist Couture. And I like it, but I don't love it. Like, I want to love it, but I don't love it. Honestly, I really like the mattes. I feel like the mattes are a strong formula, but the shimmers are really difficult to put on, to get where I want them to be. The mattes, some of them are kind of hard to blend. They're a little bit, they're just very, very pigmented. So getting them to move the way I want them to move is a challenge at times. Is it a bad palette? No, absolutely not. It's a good palette. It just takes a little bit of extra work that I don't really enjoy. I'll swatch a few of them for you so you can see here a few of the mattes. Oh, I wore a bracelet today. Are you proud of me? I'm actually trying to accessorize. So there's some of the mattes, and you see they swatch pretty well. I'm gonna kind of blend them out a little bit so they're not so chunky looking. But like this guy over here, this one is just so incredibly pigmented. It's kind of hard to work with. It's a good shade though. If you like more toppery shimmer shades, you might like these shimmers better than I do. But it's just really hard to get them to show up. Like, they're fine, but it's just not worth the extra work to me, honestly. Like, But I really do think a lot of that is personal preference, and I think some people will really like this palette. It's just not my favorite. Smack dab in the middle is a product that I feel like deserves to be smack dab in the middle. It's also from that Skin Store video. I wanted to update you on these products. This is the Lululun Cleansing Balm. This is a fantastic cleansing balm. I think I told you my cleansing balm hack of how to find a good cleansing balm, and I knew I was gonna love this because the first ingredient in this is ethaxyl palmitate. Any cleansing balm that has ethaxyl palmitate in it as the first or second ingredient, it's gonna take my makeup off quickly. It's gonna be effective. It's not gonna make my skin feel stripped. Like, that's how I know. That's how how I know. And this one is wonderful. It works exactly the way I would expect it to. It has a little bit of a fragrance to it. If you don't like fragrance, you're probably not gonna like it. It's probably gonna be too strong for you. It's kind of like a floral fresh kind of scent. You can see like how much I've used. I've used quite a bit of it. And I also really love the spatula that comes with it. The issue that I have with this is that it's just, I feel like it's overpriced. Compared to other cleansing balms that do just as good of a job as this one. The Banilla Clean at Zero is the best, lowest cost cleansing balm I have ever used. It works just as good as this one at a fraction of the cost. So that's personally what I would recommend, unless you want the more bougie packaging, because that does not have bougie packaging. This has got the little poppy guy and you get the little spatula. You don't get any of that with the Banilla Clean at Zero. And I think this looks prettier sitting up on a vanity. So if you want to pay for that, absolutely get this. It's wonderful. Formula is amazing. But if you just want a cleansing balm that works and you don't care, get the Banilla Clean at Zero. You'll be fine there. I am surprised that this even made the countdown to be 100% with you, but I really do love it. This is from the Wet n Wild Sesame Street collection. This is the Tickle Me Elmo Gloss. The reason why I wanted to include this is because the tingle is something that I can handle. A lot of the tingling lip glosses, they're too intense. They're too much for me. I can't stand it. I'm a very textural person when it comes to things on my face. I don't like anything to feel bad. Like the Too Faced lip injection lip liners, I ended up passing them on to my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout, and she freaking loves them. I cannot stand them. They are too spicy for me. Can't handle it. This one feels good on the lips. I'll actually put it on right now so that I can remember how it feels. And you can see it's just a really pretty, I'm looking at my monitor to try to put this on, and it's a bit of a challenge because everything's backwards, but it's just a nice gloss overall. Let me just swatch it on my skin so you can see the pigmentation of it. It's very, very lightly pigmented. And like I said, the tingle on it is mild. You can feel it, but it's not bad. I also really like the scent on this. It smells like fruity, a little bit cherry. It's just a nice gloss, especially at this price point. The only thing is you may not want the Elmo on there. Personally, for me, Tickle Me Elmo was a part of my childhood. I was too old for it, but I remember the big Christmas craze of the Tickle Me Elmo and how everybody freaked out over it. So that brings back kind of a fun Christmas memory for me. And it's just a good, solid gloss. Is it anything special? Is it anything really magical? No, absolutely not. But it's a good gloss. If you were looking for something like this, definitely recommend it. This one is a like. I like it a lot, but we're going into love category here. So everything else I'm going to show you is something that I absolutely love. This was from that Skin Store video. This is the CosRX Lightweight Soothing Moisturizer with tea tree and centel ACRX. It's got propolis extract, aloe leaf, green tea, there's glycerin. It's just niacinamide. It's just a really nice moisturizer. I've been using this as a day moisturizer underneath my sunscreen. Right after I've cleansed my face, sometimes my skin will feel stripped if I don't put on like a heavy moisturizer, and I don't really like to wear a heavy moisturizer underneath my sunscreen. So I've been looking for a moisturizer that I can wear under sunscreen that does make my skin feel good after I've washed it, and this has been the thing, man. This is nice. It's just very, very lightweight. It feels really good. Ingredient deck is super fab. I'm just gonna rub it in for you so you can see. It just kind of gives that like nice wet feeling, but it's not thick in any way. It just feels good on the skin. And like I mentioned, it layers really, really well under sunscreen, really, really well under makeup. It's just a freaking fabulous product. Highly, highly recommend. This next product is my favorite eyeshadow palette that I've been playing with recently. It is what is on my eyes today. It is what is on my lips today. It is the Unbreakable Bond palette by Sydney Grace. I almost lost it for a second. I was going to say something else and I was like, that is not correct. Sydney Grace by Sydney Grace. This is such a lovely palette. And the thing is about Sydney Grace is they knock it out of the park every freaking time. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's a little bit warm for my color tastes, but I feel like I can make it work. I used today Sun Poisoning as most of my eyeshadow that's up here. And then the shade Spring Fling is probably my favorite in the palette. And then there's nice shades to like deepen it up, we've got this back road shade, this porch swing shade. And then on my lips today, I just used a clear gloss and the shade Adore Me. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful palette. The shades blend perfectly. I mean, it's everything I would expect a Sydney Grace palette to be. So if you're digging on this color story, I definitely recommend checking it out. If you don't dig on this color story, I would recommend just checking out other products over at Sydney Grace. They really do a fantastic job. Would dare to say one of my very favorite, if not my favorite indie brand. I'm just gonna swatch a couple of these real quick for you just so that you can see what we're dealing with. Bam, bam. Just so, oh my gosh, look at that. Whew. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? And unlike the Artist Couture palette, I feel like these are much easier to blend. You don't have to like, to blend out the pigmentation. And then the shimmer shades are just, they're foiled. They're foiled and beautiful and gorgeous, and I love them. And yes, absolutely on the Sydney Grace. And I don't know any of you that aren't a big fan of Sydney Grace, to be honest. I think every time I mention Sydney Grace, y'all are like, yeah, I know, we know, it's really good. Yeah, I know too. At number 2 is a concealer that I've really been enjoying lately, and I was very surprised because I don't typically like things from this brand, but it's very good. This is the IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer by Revolution, and I don't remember the last time that Revolution was in the top half of this countdown, so I wanted to make sure I mention it because, you know, we need to reward good things coming out of Revolution. I don't know if they watch my videos or not, but if they do, great job on this concealer. So this says long wear breathable 16-hour oil-free concealer. I am in the shade, what is this? This is the shade C4. One thing I absolutely love about this is the doe foot. It is a little paddle. Isn't that cool? So when you lay it on your skin, it just kind of like lays perfectly. It blends out beautifully. It doesn't crease, which is very odd for me. Usually I have to let my concealer sit for a couple of minutes while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, and then I pull like this and I pat with a beauty sponge. Don't have to do that with this, which is wonderful. I don't usually have a lot of blemishes to cover. Today I have this right here that I tried to cover. It's like, I don't know, I like cut my face or something. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, you ever hurt yourself and you're like, how did I even hurt myself? I just know that I hurt and I don't know why. This happened yesterday. It's like a little cut on my face. I honestly have no idea what happened. Just all of a sudden my face started hurting. And don't say, but it's killing me, because, you know, that's a grandpa joke because it hurts my feelings. No, just kidding. I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and wipe off the concealer from right there so you can see how red it was. There you go. Now you can see it. Yeah, see? What did I do? I don't even know. It's super weird. So now I'm just going to put on a little bit of concealer just so you can see how it conceals for reals in real time. Boop. And don't judge my dirty beauty sponge. I just used it. Boop, 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 boop. Done. Isn't that great? Didn't it do such a nice job? I mean, you would expect a concealer to do that, but it is good that it does it. And I just really like the finish of this concealer. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. It's just a really good, solid freaking concealer. So well done, Revolution. Yay! And then finally, at number 1, okay. I talked about this a couple times already this month, and I can't even with this mascara. I cannot even with this mascara. And I told y'all, I think in live chat, I was like, you know, the Essence Lash Princess mascara and how everybody lost their minds over it and everything. It doesn't work for everybody, but a lot of people really love that. It went kind of viral, whatever. This is the next Essence mascara. This one is it. This is the Lash Like a Boss. Instant volume and length. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me show you photos because that's where you can really see. So these are my lashes. There may be a little bit of eye primer on my lashes, but other than that, they're completely naked. And now let me go ahead and show you my lashes with the mascara on. Now, of course, no mascara is ever going to give a false lash look, but I feel like, especially for the price point, this one is freaking phenomenal. Now, I do want to tell you though that I don't ever have problems with my mascara smudging. So if you're a smudgy person, I can't speak to that. I can tell you that it is never flaked on me, and I can tell you it builds really, really nicely. Let me go ahead and show you the wand. I love this wand, the way it just kind of hugs the lashes as you put it on. You flip it like this so that it's the shape of your lashes, and you just go bloop, and it's just perfect. It's wonderful. It is a very thick formula. So if you like a thinner formula, one that more defines your lashes rather than one that clumps up at the base and gives you a lot of volume along with the length, you're probably not going to like this. But for me, I like a clumpy mascara in that I can wiggle it up and get it to give me some length and some volume. That's exactly what this does. And I am just absolutely loving this so far. I've only had it for like a month. So, mascaras can change over time. Sometimes, the more you have them open, maybe it'll dry out. I just can't speak to that right now. But so far, so good. A month in, I am loving this mascara, and I hope this is the next hit for Essence. And at this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, also known as the comment section down below. We are all one big, giant, collective brain here, helping each other not buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts about any of the products that I've talked about in this video. If you've tried them, please let me know your thoughts. I only have one face, one opinion, one set of experiences and things I like, things I don't like. You are different than me, so you are special. I would love to know your thoughts down below, and maybe you'll help me learn a little more about the product, help other people in the community learn a little bit more about how the product works for you. If you've never tried any of these products, maybe what are you interested maybe in trying? And another thing you can add if you've never tried any of these is maybe something that you have tried this month that either really worked for you or really didn't work for you, and maybe I'll try it in a future video. Thank you so much for watching my favorites this month. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe before you go if you don't want to miss my favorites next month. But if you do want to hang out a little longer right now, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you right over here to watch, including one I picked out for you special right there. YouTube picked the top one for you based on your viewing history. But if you do need to go, oh my gosh, no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you. I will see you in a video very, very soon.